Okay, I think it's moved. Hello everyone. It's going to be a quick demo showing you how to actually compile the source code and create the jar file for this Burp Suite extension that would give you a way to create some kind of schematics. You can think of it as schematics that you need to create when you create a report, or maybe you're trying to explain something, or maybe you discovered a vulnerability. You're sharing it with a teammates or your manager, or this is a quick way to show or demo what the vulnerability is, how to exploit it, and also add some notes on the bottom. And it does give you a lot of options like exporting it to PDF file, and also if you need to add some kind of tabular information like this, you can just, for instance, 3 rows, 3 columns, and let's say I wanted to cover 75% of the width wise, 75% of the window. So, and this is what it looks like. And you can just add your note, some notes here, so you can just say vulnerabilities. Let me. And also, you can just, the other thing you can do, I don't have to do that. It's just I can just change the font to 16, and it would be better. So let's do severity, maybe count, and we can just say SSRF, maybe critical, and maybe 1, XSS, high, just so. You added something, maybe you add other stuff as well. Let me copy from my, this is 1%, so yeah, you can pretty much, I mean, you can type it too, but I'm just trying to demo this, so be easier, faster. So yeah, once you add that, and you can go ahead and create your schematics. I'm gonna create the simple XSS schematics, which I feel like you can pretty much change some of this icons by uploading a new icon here, and I'll show you, because you'll be compiling the source code. You have an option to add your own icon when you compile your source code. So, but in my case, let me go ahead. You can pull it up, and let's say let's add a cloud. And this is a bad actor or a hacker, as you might think, whichever way you want. And he's sending an email that has a payload, and this is a user that will be receiving the email. And also the user has his browser open, where when he opens up the payload, it would execute a JavaScript and maybe steal his cookies or something. You can think of it this way, just a quick schematics. So connection line, you're just gonna get that. It's a user browser, so, and once you've done that, you can actually move it around so it seems like it's connection. But also, he might send an email. So let's say it's a targeted phishing attack. Maybe he's sending the email and we want to show that. What you can do is actually just add another, and let's connect this. All right. So basically, the hacker like sending a payload. The reason why I make it is this way is because it's targeted attack or something. But it's also, it could be a kind of like sending it through the cloud and it just comes in there. Maybe there's an email client. You can think of it a lot of ways, right? This is just to demo the tool, and it does. It's retractable. Let's say if you need more space, you can do it that way. And if you need to look at the notes, what you can do is actually you can expand it this way. All right. So the next thing what you can do is actually you can export it. You can export this PNG is more of a taking screenshots, but I'll demo the PDF that way because that's I feel like what's the most chosen way of sharing findings. All right. So I have this. Let me call it 6. Demo 1. All right. So let's take a look. Yeah, so you can see the schematics and also the table. And like I said, sometimes if you don't organize things better, it would come up with something like this. So the notes needs to be organized better so you can have a better export. What I should have done is edit, because I just copied everything from my site, and it would have some like for instance SVG. I should have cleaned it up, and the image and all that stuff is not going to come up. The better you clean it up, the better your report will be. So in other words, and also I'm giving you the source code, so if you feel like there's something you can do to improve it, yeah, feel free. So this is what the extension looks like. So with that being said, let me go ahead and now that we demonstrated it, let's go to the source code. I have the source code shared on this GitHub repo, which I'm going to make public in a minute as soon as I'm done with this video. So the first thing you need to do is obviously to run this, to compile and create the way you would actually add an extension in Burp Suite is you're going to come up to this tab, extension. If any of you are not aware of how to add an extension, you've never done it before, there's a couple of things that you need to do. First thing, you need to go to extension. There's the extensions tab. You would need this jar file. It's called Jython standalone jar file. This is required, or the extension is not going to be required. It's not going to be recognized, if that makes sense. And the top one is you're going to point it to a folder that has all your dependencies. Let's say you create an extension. The extension is, there's 2 ways you can create an extension. You can use Python, or you can use Java, obviously. Java would give you more flexibility on some of the things you can create. But yeah, whichever way you feel comfortable, you can do that. Once you're done with that, you can just import it here. And since I actually created this extension and it relies on a couple of libraries to export to PDF, what I did is I actually created a folder on my directory called NetworkSchematics, and I pointed it to that. There's a couple of libraries that I need for this extension to work. So basically, this is what you need to do. This one is required. The Jython is required for all the extensions you upload here. And this one, the Java environment, is for your all your this, as you can see, is optional. If you don't have any dependency, you don't have to do it. So in my case, I do have a dependency, so I just added it here. So once you create this, next time, let's say another extension you create, you can just add it to this folder. All right. So now we explained it. Let's go back to my repo. So I added everything here, and as much as I can, I try to stay away from adding any jar files because people have security concerns, right? This is a public repo. They don't know the person who's uploading it, so they have a lot of questions. So what I did is, like, as much as possible, I don't have any jars in here. All the source code, you can go through it, look at the different files. For the most part, it's just Java code to create the window, add the different icons, do a lot of things like zoom in or export, and also drag the icons. There's a lot of explanations on the source code. As much as possible, I put a note as I add extra stuff, so I hope it helps you. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and the first thing you need to do, first thing, obviously, you can come up here, you can copy this. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can download the zip file, or you can rip the we can do git repo and rip the repo. So let me see. I don't have anything here, I think. Let's call it demo. All right, so git clone repo. All right, so do cd. All right, this is where I have it now inside the demo uh, directory, or whatever you want to call it. So let's see. Yeah, I have this file inside the demo. Eclipse projects deep drive. So let's go ahead and what I'm going to do with my IDE I'm going to use is like it's just going to be Eclipse, but you could use anything. The concept remains the same, straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and use a workspace. Let me call it demo one. That way I don't have anything because the demo I have another one, so I want it to be clean. And it's inside Eclipse project demo. So let's go ahead and import it. File, open projects from file system. And you're gonna go to here, Eclipse projects, demo, and this is the one. All right, this is added now. The first thing you noticed is like a lot of syntax errors. That's because it doesn't have the library, the dependencies required. You need to add that to the build path. Now I have downloaded that on my. You can download it yours. Like if you go to the Git repo, there's a couple of files that you need to download for this to happen. First thing is obviously the iText PDF and XMLWorker. These are required for the code that actually does the export to work. And the second one is the Burp API. And where you're gonna get that from on the Windows, I'm sure you can research on other operating systems like Mac, but on Windows you gotta go to the user profile app data. So users, Enoch, that's my name, app data, local, I think is Burp, yeah, Burp Suite community. So basically this is what you need, Burp Suite community jar. So your dependency file and Burp Suite community jar. The reason why you need this API is because the Java code that you're gonna write, it doesn't have the main method and all that stuff. It's an extension, so you would need this for it to compile. So once you have that, the way I did it on mine is, let's go back to here. So I created a folder called Burp Jars, and I added it inside the Network Schematics Jars folder. So if we go up there now, I believe. Yeah, here you go. So you're gonna need the dependencies first. Obviously, the XMLWorker, the iText PDF, and the Burp Suite community, which is the API. So you're gonna need those on the class path. And basically, what you need to do is let me copy this. It'll be easier for me. Go back to here and build path, configure build path. You're gonna go to libraries. You're gonna select class path, add external jars, and so like I said, we're gonna need this control, heat control, and iText PDF and Burp community. and as you can see, the X actually disappears. It means it's compiling now. You don't have any errors as far as like undeclared classes, because it doesn't know what the dependency is. It's gonna say, okay, I don't know what this dependency is, but as soon as you export those jar files, those errors would disappear. So the source code is pretty much, just to give you an idea, it's divided into two. Just the first part of the package is mostly on how to create the UI and add the different icons. If I open it, and feel free to add everything that you can actually, it's very easy, I'll be honest. Like the first thing you need to do, let's say if I get something, a second save icon I want to add, I can do save to.png and to this the to this array or list, and also once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and go back to burp. You see the burp icons, so these are actually where it's getting the icon png files from. Actually, you need to apologize, you need to put it on this one. So that was the original one I need to get rid of anyway. So you see here under resources icons, this is where you need to put it. The file name needs to be the same. I mean, if you look at the code, it's very straightforward. Sometimes I even added some notes that would help me in kind of understand better in the future as well. So yeah, straightforward. You can add yours. Once you're done with that, the next thing is obviously you need to create the jar file, right? I'm gonna go to the root folder and say export, and type here Java. Jar file. Next. Now you need to select on this side. You need to select Burp Editor extension. You need to select all these and select the first one, export generated, and just select a folder location where your jar file is going to be created. So in my case, I'll probably put it on. Do I have a demo? Yeah, put it inside demo. Demo burp.jar. Alright, so after that, click next, leave everything on default, and click finish. Now you're gonna see this. It's normal. It's just it's telling you that when you're actually creating the jar file, there's some warnings, and go through it and see what you can go to details and look at it. But in any case, it works. So the next thing, what you need to do, obviously we need to upload it, right? So comes that nice part. You're gonna do add select demo burp. Alright, let's add it now. You go to schematics, you have your tool. So you can start working on it. Like I said, yeah, I explained it. I'll probably add, depending on, in my opinion, it's very straightforward, and it's collapsible too. So straightforward, you don't need a lot of instructions on how to do this as far as like using it. But yeah, if you feel like you need any explanation, yeah, I can just, I'm gonna leave it on my YouTube channel. You can just message me.